Tonight, we're just 26 days away from an unprecedented election, where nearly 70 million Americans are expected to cast mail-in ballots. That's more than twice the number 4 years ago. Those ballots sparking so many questions.
You'll hear people say they only count those absentee ballots if the results are close. Nonsense. It's never been true.
We went to Frank LaRose, the Republican Secretary of State of Ohio, for answers. Ohio, a critical battleground, siding with the winner in every presidential election since 1964. First up, can mail-in ballots be manipulated? What about the narrative that says vote by mail is inherently subject to being manipulated?
Ohioans know that that's not true. For example, in Ohio, you've got to prove your identity when you request your ballot. You've got to prove your identity again when you mail in your ballot.
But can people game the system and vote both by mail and in person? Not according to LaRose, who says poll workers have a list of those who requested an absentee ballot.
If you requested an absentee ballot, but then you also showed up on Election Day and said you wanted to vote in person, you'll be given a provisional ballot, and then they need to make sure that the mailed-in one doesn't also arrive and make sure that you're able to vote, but only once.
Bottom line, if the absentee ballot doesn't arrive within 10 days, the voter's provisional ballot will be counted. What about drop boxes? Are the ballots really safe in them? LaRose says they are.
They have to be under 24/7 video surveillance. They have to be serviced, emptied at least every day by a bipartisan team of elections officials from the County Board of Elections.
Then there's the counting of all those absentee votes. Professor Ned Foley is one of the nation's leading experts on election law, and he says voters should be prepared for the possibility of a blue shift after in-person votes are counted on election night, as studies show more Democrats vote absentee, and it'll take longer to count those in many states.
It seems like that secondary count tends to be more Democratic votes in composition than the preliminary count. Nothing wrong, nothing nefarious.
Frank LaRose is well aware of that. So on election night, he will announce how many absentee ballots were cast and how many more they have to count. The next step, certifying the votes. Under a federal law passed in 1887, states have only 41 days to complete their count and report to Congress. This year is December 14th. So you're saying there's no contingency, there's no extension.
It's got to be done by that date. So Constitution doesn't give an extension.
Are you confident that Ohio can meet that deadline?
I'm confident that we can meet that deadline.
And while Professor Foley says no state has missed the deadline since it was instituted in 1887, in 2020, who knows?
People may remember from movies is the idea of the death asteroid hitting planet Earth. Fortunately, the astronomers tell us that chances of that are infinitesimal. But that's sort of how you have to think about this year's election. You have to hope that the asteroid misses so the disaster doesn't happen.
One variable, a daunting number of lawsuits, with more expected that could dramatically slow down the process.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.